Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Master Andel. Now, in Gauteng, the Gauteng province, the Premier of Gauteng has a recruitment drive called AMAPANYAZA. He recruits crime prevention wardens. He recruits people to go and learn how to feed solar panels. He recruits people, cleaners. He recruits. Now he's recruiting people, and they want to give them an opportunity to drive Uber Eats, things like that, to drive, food parcels and groceries to various people who will buy through Uber Eats. I think it's a partnership. I'm not 100% sure about that. I just recently saw the news. And there is also giving people opportunities to get a driver's license. So the AFF, lambasted him in their 10th anniversary. We had, some points on the speech of the CIC saying that it's going to get rid of all those guys who got job opportunities through AMAPANYAZA, because he accuses Panyaza Lesufi, Premier of Gauteng, of using the resources of the province to campaign for the ANC. And he says that he's going to get rid of them because if they check them, they are finding that these are ANC members. These are ANC members. They belong to wards. They belong to structures of the ANC in Gauteng. And those who do not form part of the ANC are not given an opportunity. And then he says that even the guy who they posted wearing a AFF t-shirt was a lie. It's only him, and then the rest are ANC. So he's saying that the premier is using provincial resources to campaign for the ANC, and is going to get rid of that. The question is it true that the ANC in Gauteng is using the resources of Gauteng to create jobs so that the people who will find these jobs and their families are going to vote for the ANC in trying to make sure that they don't lose power in Gauteng in 2024? And if this is not true, why is it called AMAPANYAZA? We understand it's an ANC-led province or provincial government, but we know that they won ANC Gauteng through 50.1, if I'm not mistaken. So they didn't win it entirely. And come 2024, it seems like they can see that they are going down. Looking at the momentum and the rapid growth of the AFF, it seems like they can see that they are shaken and they're going to lose Gauteng. And that's the only alternative or hope they have, to use provincial money to create jobs in the name of Panyaza, so that when people go to vote, they don't forget that their children, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their relatives are in government today because of Panyaza, so that the ANC and Panyaza will ring in their head and then they give them their vote. And it's very, painful, because these are not proper jobs. These are not proper jobs. There are many qualified people who are in Gauteng looking for jobs. There are many qualified people who were born in Gauteng, for that matter, who are looking for jobs, but they cannot find any jobs in government, in the government of Gauteng province. They're not getting anything. And then they go and recognize people who do not have qualifications. They only want grade 12, because they don't want thinkers. They want people who will just go there and get this job and then give them their vote, and then they get rid of them, because we know the government is capable of that. These people are being given contracts. What's going to happen? There's no promise. We need, South Africans need permanent jobs. And South Africans, we are accused of being lazy. We are accused of being lazy. That is why foreigners are taking jobs in South Africa. It's not true. We are not lazy. We know what we are worth. We shouldn't, be oppressed by our government in the name of being lazy. So we have to settle for less to prove that we are not lazy. There are people with qualifications, level 7, level 8, qualifications. They are sitting at home with no job. And there's a Zimbabwean national who is in South Africa doing bricklaying for peanuts. They earn nothing. They earn nothing because they don't have a place to stay. They must make sure that the little they have, they go and build a shack. The little they have, they must rent a place somewhere. So there are South Africans who were born in Gauteng. There are South Africans who came to school in Gauteng and they expect to be employed in Gauteng. They cannot settle for bricklayer jobs with their master's degrees. They cannot settle, to go around picking boxes and go to the nearest scrapyard to scale them for coins. They cannot settle for that because the government took them to school. And the government must make sure that these people have jobs, because you cannot say that people are lazy. We are looking for jobs. We are applying. Every time there are posts, you will see South Africans queuing. And you will see that they need jobs and they have qualifications. SAPS posts are out now. They are busy applying. But we know what's going to happen. They're going to recognize those who don't have the qualifications, but they are still taking thousands and thousands of black children to universities only to depress them after they have attained their qualifications, because there are no jobs in South Africa. And the government is not creating jobs. The government is not creating jobs. The government is not creating business opportunities. So, given this opportunity, Panyaza Lesufi still goes on to say, if you have grade 10, if you have grade 12, come. Yes, a nasty span. What happens to a black child who went to university with a master's degree? We're in a situation or position where you have to hide your qualifications so that you can get a job in South Africa. You must hide your qualifications. You go to the high school that you went to, and then you ask them to draft you your grade 10 report so that you can apply to be a cleaner in government through AMAPANYAZA program. It is a recruitment drive, but does it have value? Do South Africans really have to settle for this? It's bad. It's not a display of leadership. It's a display of greed, because this person wants to remain in power. They don't want to lose Gauteng. The ANC doesn't want to lose Gauteng, and it's coming with some Mickey Mouse arrangements. We do want jobs as South Africans. We are qualified. We have qualifications. But AMAPANYAZA, no. I mean, what are you going to do with 6,000 rand in Gauteng? You calculate rent, you calculate transport to go to the office and report for duty. You calculate the food that you must eat. You calculate the food that you must eat at home, not at work, at home. You must buy clothes. There's no life. What are you working for? That's a red race arrangement. AMAPANYAZA is a red race arrangement. There's no life there. And we are settling for this. And if we settle for 6,000, in some time to come, they're going to say 5,000, 4.5. And we'll see the government, advertising posts that are with a stipend of 2,000 rand. SAPS are earning 4.5 if it's not 4,000 as a stipend. Correctional services and, if I'm not mistaken, Home Affairs is 3.5. And people leave their jobs in the private sector to go to these learnership programs because of job security. So they go and settle for 3.5 for the whole year. And then after that, they are given 10, 11, 12,000 rand. And when it comes to promotions and other positions, whether they have qualifications or not, God knows. Some will die without without being recognized for promotion. Some will end up losing their jobs, smuggling, stealing resources in their workplace because they want to try and make life out of it. That is South Africa for you. So this AMAPANYAZA thing, it's a job recreation and recruitment drive, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It lacks respect when it comes to a black child. And still, the educated and forsaken black child in the villages and rural areas of South Africa will still continue to be depressed because there are no positions being advertised for them. They are too educated to work in government. And they don't have experience to work in government. But the government is the one that took them to school through NSFAS, took them to university and college through NSFAS. Now they are unemployable. What a system. This is Authentic Info Podcast. Thank you for watching.